The infamous September 2024 onstage altercation between Jane's Addiction frontman Perry Farrell and other members of the band is far from over, as the two parties filed separate lawsuits on Wednesday. Farrell filed a legal complaint, not a countersuit, against former bandmates Dave Navarro, Eric Avery, and Stephen Perkins, just hours after the trio sued him. In a 30-page complaint, Farrell accuses the former members of orchestrating a years-long campaign of bullying and harassment aimed at undermining him. He also alleges that he had no say in canceling their tour and breaking up the band. Navarro, Avery, and Perkins issued their lawsuit on Wednesday morning against Farrell, citing the on-stage altercation between Navarro and Farrell that resulted in the cancellation of their reunion tour and, apparently, the final dissolution of the long-running alt-rock band. The band members are seeking at least $10 million from Farrell, claiming in the lawsuit that the group lost that amount due to the tour's cancellation and the suspension of all band activities. In a statement shared with Variety, Farrell said of his former bandmate's lawsuit, "As a founding member and creative force behind Jane's Addiction, Perry Farrell has always prioritized the band's legacy and its supporters, which is why the events of September 13th, 2024 in Boston and the resulting fallout was so devastating." Without warning or consultation and using Perry as a scapegoat, Dave Navarro and the other band members took it upon themselves to abruptly cancel the remaining tour dates, violating contracts and disregarding all professional obligations. Perry was blindsided by not being allowed to vote and be heard, leaving him unable to plead his case to continue the tour for their fans. If that was not harmful enough, Dave Navarro then intentionally and publicly blamed Perry for the canceled tour dates, effectively destroying Perry's reputation and causing him irreparable harm. Despite this continued bullying perpetuated by Navarro, Perry's dedication to Jane's Addiction and the preservation of its positive impact on the music industry remains unshaken. He is actively exploring ways to address the situation and ensure accountability. The key segment of the complaint states that Jane's Addiction's bandmates have sometimes been antagonistic towards each other has been well documented. But Navarro, Avery, and Perkins apparently decided that Jane's Addiction's decades of success should be jettisoned in pursuit of a years-long bullying campaign against Farrell involving harassing him on stage during performances, including, among other tactics, trying to undermine him by playing their instruments at a high volume so that he could not hear himself sing without blasting his own in-ear monitors at an unsafe level. This harassment escalated on September 13th, 2024 to physical violence by Navarro and Avery against Farrell on stage during the Boston show, and the assault of both Perry and Eddie Lau Farrell backstage by Navarro. These altercations precipitated the decision by Navarro, Avery, and Perkins to both call off the rest of the band's North American tour. Without warning or consultation, and using Perry Farrell as a scapegoat, Navarro and the other band members took it upon themselves to abruptly cancel the remaining tour dates, violating contracts and disregarding all professional obligations, and apparently break up the band for good. Earlier on Wednesday, Navarro filed a suit against Farrell for assault and battery following the on-stage incident last fall, when Farrell threw a punch at Navarro during a concert in Boston. Crew members then intervened and escorted Farrell off stage and won. Navarro is suing Farrell for intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, breach of fiduciary duty, and breach of contract. Regarding Navarro's alleged backstage assault, the complaint reads, "Navarro now falsely claims Farrell hit Navarro with a sucker punch. What actually happened was that it was Navarro who menacingly charged at and aggressively assaulted both Farrell and his wife Eddie Lau backstage, shouting, 'What the fuck was that, you motherfucker?' Farrell took a defensive stance and shouted, 'Get the fuck out of here,' to which Navarro replied, 'I am never working with you again.'" The complaint continues. Farrell was not even consulted about canceling the tour and would not have agreed to do so due to the financial and reputational consequences, as well as exposure to third-party legal liability created by their allowing Wilton Hilton Incorporated, the band's touring company, breach its touring commitments.